It is a Monday morning as we welcome in and say good morning to Ray Dunn, who is in the number 2 chair today. Hello, Ray.
Good morning, John. How are you?
Without a beard. Ray Dunn shaved to hit a mustache for Saturday.
All very uncomfortable. I'll be honest with you. This seat is too low. I have to use this pillow to sit on to feel like I have any height. I don't have a beard anymore. I'm very thrown off at the beginning of this program.
These are the same chairs that it was, I guess, 2009 when we came up here to this studio. So
makes sense.
16
this
years.
is just a broken chair at this point.
Yeah, we just have broken chairs.
Got it.
Ricky bit the foam off of this chair over here, I think.
Yeah, he watched a bad relief performance in an afternoon game. Sorry.
And he did that.
It's only 1 minute into my week, and I've already annoyed Ricky Bo. I'm sorry, Ricky. I didn't mean to do that.
Let's not do that. A lot has happened this morning, and I mean, honestly, speaking of Bill Colarulo, the Eagles, noted Eagles insider, he came on Friday, and he had said, Myles Garrett's not happening, but the Eagles are looking at one of the Dolphins pass rushers. What do you know? I'm driving in this morning. A third-round draft pick for Jaylen Phillips. So Howie trades for Jaire Alexander over the weekend, cornerback, and now he gets an edge rusher in Jaylen Phillips. Your reaction?
Yeah, I mean, the Alexander one was funny because I was actually if you go back and look at our Instagram or our Twitter at 97.5 The Fanatic, you could see Andrew, Connor, and I were together for that moment. We were out after the nice Lithuanian event. We went with Andrew, too, and the instant reaction was, Jaire Alexander, that's awesome. Like, love it. Love the name. We wanted him before. There was conversation this offseason about should you go out and get Alexander, and we reacted to it. We were excited. I was the one that was able to break Adam Schefter's news to them, which is a really strong feeling amongst a group of people. And then I got a text immediately from someone that follows the Ravens very closely that saw my reaction, was like, you're excited about the name. Be wary.
Right of the player.
He's a really good guy. And when anyone starts your analysis with he's a good guy, that usually means they're no longer good on the field because we're not talking anymore about the production on the field. We're just talking about the quality of human that's coming into the locker room.
Well, it's better than being a bad guy who sucks on the field. He's a good guy that sucks on the field.
And
Great trade.
If you're a good guy that sucks on the field, you probably could extend your career by another year or two. I'm just worried that might be a little bit of where we're at right now.
Yeah, there's very little expectation for me. They signed him. He seems like he's a year or two cooked.
Which is crazy. He's only 28.
It happens quick. He signed a 1-year contract with Baltimore, and he essentially has been inactive the last couple of weeks or hasn't really played at all this year.
On a defense that needs bodies.
Sucks, right. So, I don't know if it solves the Eagles' corner problem. We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco coming up here at 10:55. I know that he has at least tweeted that he thinks it's still Keely Ringo's job, and this really doesn't affect him. It's Keely Ringo's job until it's not Keely Ringo's job anymore. They've been touting Keely Ringo since training camp, and he's done everything to give you no confidence that this is really his job. So they may go back to Ringo. Maybe it's a Dory Jackson at some point. Maybe it ends up being Jaire Alexander. I don't know, but they're throwing bodies at the problem.
They're throwing darts at a dartboard right now. That's what this is. This is a lottery ticket. I bought one last night, and Howie traded for one on Saturday. Like, he went with the lottery ticket here with Jaire Alexander of, like, here's a guy that's been successful in this league. When he's played, he's been really good. He's only played 16 games over the last 3 seasons. That's a concern in itself. This year, it seems more performance-based wise not on the field than anything else. Now, I think he was banged up in training camp a little bit. That might have kept him out at some point. But overall, if he's lost a step, he's only playing 2 games for a team that needed bodies in the secondary. That's a concern.
Right.
It's Ja'Cory Bennett. It's Keely Ringo. It's Adoree Jackson. One of these guys also probably doesn't have a job by the end of all this. They traded for Michael Carter, too.
Yeah, it seems like someone's going to get traded or released. I can't imagine they make this trade and they're going to have a bunch of bad backup cornerbacks, which is really what they would have, 4 of them at that point. Someone's going to have to take the job. And by the way, he only needs to play 9 games plus the playoffs. This isn't a full season that you're looking at with Alexander. He's going to step in and just do the best that he can. Maybe it ends up being Cooper DeJean because all these guys suck towards the end of the season or in the playoffs. Here's what I know. Vic Fangio signed off on it. One of their assistant coaches, I think the secondary coach, had him in Green Bay, so he can speak to the type of a dude that he is. So as far as I'm concerned, it's fine. If he can't play, I have no expectations. They didn't give up anything. They swapped the 6th and the 7th round pick. That's all they did. So they now have a 7th instead of a 6th.
Oh, yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's not that consequential of a deal. It's just if this is the answer, Michael Carter and Jaire Alexander, there's a legitimate question as to whether or not they have enough out there in the secondary still.
Damn it, Ray, you've buried the lead. The Eagles have traded for Jaylen Phillips. I mean, that's the real trade that happened today was Jaylen Phillips acquired from the Dolphins, 3rd-round draft pick. Phillips is a former number one pick. I remember during the cycle, because the Eagles love defensive ends, the Eagles were, of course, looking around and be like, oh, like Jaelan Phillips. He is your natural edge rusher. He's a true defensive end. He is out there to play the run. Now, he hasn't lived up to the first-round expectation. He's also not a bust. He has had a couple of good years with the Dolphins. He had a couple of injury years or an injury year with the Dolphins. He's been healthy this year. He has 3 sacks. I was going through the game log. He had a sack in their last game. He gets tackles for losses in the running game. So what you hope is Vic Fangio said, get me him. Mm-hmm. And Vic Fangio knows how to use him. And on a line that has Jalen Carter and everybody else that they have, he's able to get some more one-on-ones, and he's able to be more productive. And the upside of this trade, a third-round draft pick's a third-round draft pick, but who cares? Who cares?
And I think he ends up playing into the comp pick formula if they lose him anyways.
Correct. Yeah, so, they would get a third if he leaves in the final year of a contract. So if he leaves in free agency, then you get a comp pick back in return.
And his best, one of his most productive seasons, 6.5 sacks in 8 games was with Vic Fangio. Had an interception that season. So I guess when we talk about, you know how Vic Fangio likes to drop those guys into coverage, it worked at least once for him. It's a guy from Miami that doesn't hate Fangio, which is good. It's a guy that seemingly was productive under Vic Fangio, which is good. You needed to add to that edge rusher room. I like it. I'll be honest with you. Friday, and we're going to get to this with our Eagles insider on this station, and I'm not talking about our wonderful friend Andrew DeCecco. We're talking to at 10:55 today. When Bill threw this little nugget out there on Friday, I was like, there is a 95% chance by the time I show up here on Monday that trade happens. That Jaylen Phillips will be a bird.
It made sense.
It makes sense on a whole lot of levels.
It's a Howie move. They feel like now that maybe they try to re-sign him because the Eagles defensive line lacks their best pass rusher. Mm-hmm. I like Nolan Smith a lot. He's good against the run. He can get to the quarterback, but they lack that guy that could be a true double-digit sack guy every year. They don't have him. How do you get him? You got to draft him, or this is an Eagles move. You're getting him at an undervalued price coming off his rookie contract where you still have the pedigree being a first-round draft pick, and you're scooping him up when people aren't really paying attention, and he becomes that guy. So, to me, whether you resign him or not, your pass rush today, and this is something you said when they re-signed Brandon Graham, this can't be the only move. So now you look at the edge rushers, and you have Phillips, BG, Hunt, Uche, Nolan Smith's coming back, Patrick Johnson. There's another guy there that I'm not even. Ojulari, who's hurt. Yeah, and he who knows what happens with him. But you actually have some decent defensive ends. You have some decent options.
Yeah, and now you've seen John Campbell at least get snaps there, so you understand that if you need someone in a low percentage share, he could maybe move down there every once in a while. But you've now got a room when Nolan Smith is healthy and you actually get Phillips up to speed, where you feel like, all right, Jalen Hunt being the third guy, Uche, who I think has actually been quietly solid,
he's been good,
being the fourth guy there. All of a sudden, is that a room that you got some depth in? Here comes Brandon Graham back from retirement. Is the fifth guy for you? I think he's going to probably take some snaps away from one of Uche or Jalen Hunt. I can't imagine he's just here. I know we all want to say he's here for the low percentage of snaps. He's not back here just to be a cheerleader. He wants to play.
No,
so I imagine he'll be
going to get a dozen snaps.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's a deep room, assuming health, which is tough to do with Nolan Smith and tough to do with Phillips and the guy that's 37. It's a really good room. And you have to assume health, because what am I going to do, forecast an injury?
No.
Yeah.
Or root for it so you're right?
No. Why would I do that?
Well, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Good. This is a good weekend. I had a good weekend.
I had a
good
great
sports weekend.
Yeah, I feel great.
Except the Dodgers won, which wasn't cool.
I mean, wildly entertaining.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, if they're going to win, at least let me be entertained and feel like I have a shot.
Poor Jeff Hoffman. I'm not going to use they should have re-signed Jeff Hoffman. Again, in a big spot, he gives up a home run. I feel bad for him.
Did Saturday night change your way? Did Dave Dombrowski actually make the right move, not bringing back Jeff Hoffman?
He's a genius.
610.
Yeah, we'll leave with that. 610-632-0975. It was a good weekend. A bunch of the team, the Packers lost, Lions lost. A couple great games yesterday, down to the finish.
Yeah, for the Eagles' perspective, it was about as good a weekend as you could have had.
The Eagles start today. If you go to ESPN.com and you look at they put up the playoff seedings, the number one seed in the NFC, your Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a beautiful thing.
Got a long way to go. Nate Tennyson is producing today, 610-632-0975. Are they done? The Eagles, tomorrow, 4 p.m. Are they done? We'll talk to Andrew DeCecco coming up. Could they be looking for another corner? Can't imagine looking for another corner. Some offensive line depth. We'll talk about it. And what else do we have coming up next, Ray?
Yeah, coming up, we're going to get into whether or not they should be done. And on the Eagle Eye podcast from NBC Sports Philadelphia, Ruben Frank breaking down a little bit of Jaire Alexander and the concerns that we might have about whether or not he still has it and whether they could still look more at that secondary. We'll play that for you coming up.
Thanks for watching Middays with Marks. Like and subscribe right here. If you like and subscribe, you probably are loving what you're watching. There's more of it right here. Check it out.